concept of work. So, if you see any process, you will realize there is expansion and contraction. Expansion and contraction is responsible for work. So, work is done during expansion or compression. It involves changes in pressure and volume of a gaseous system. In chemistry, unlike physics, we consider external pressure for calculation purpose. So, we come to the first derivation. Find out work done for a isothermal irreversible process, or we can also say spontaneous expansion of a gas. We have taken expansion as a standard. So, if you take a cylinder with an ideal gas filled in a cylinder with a weightless frictionless piston at a constant temperature of T with the cross section area of the piston or a cylinder as A. Imagine initial volume before expansion is V1 and the later volume after the expansion is V2, and external pressure is P external and the distance travelled by the piston is dx. Then as per our scientific logic, work done is given by the formula force multiplied by displacement. But why minus sign? Negative sign indicates expansion. Negative sign indicates expansion. So, our formula becomes work is equal to force multiplied by displacement dx. Now, we are also aware that pressure is given by the formula force upon area. Therefore, formula for force will be pressure multiplied by area. Therefore, work can be given as, in place of force we will write down pressure multiplied by area multiplied by dx. This can be very well written as minus which area, right? Pressure under discussion, external pressure under discussion, external pressure multiplied by A multiplied by dx. We are aware area multiplied by dx is nothing but change in volume. Area multiplied by displacement, right, will give you change in volume, which is given by the formula final volume minus initial volume. So, it is P external into delta V. So, work done in irreversible isothermal process is given by the formula P external into delta V, or we can very well write down it is P external final volume minus initial volume V2 minus V1. So, whenever you want to use a formula for irreversible process, then the formula is pressure multiplied by change in volume. But on what grounds we consider this process as irreversible? We consider this as irreversible because, right, external pressure was far lesser than internal pressure. So, driving force was internal pressure and opposing force was external pressure. Therefore, on that grounds we consider this process as irreversible process. More to that discussion, work done during expansion, what is the formula, and what is the work done during compression formula? The formula always remains same. We don't change the formula. Once the formula has been derived, there is no change in formula. Now, you are all aware, right, expansion means work negative. You remember that? So, in expansion, can I say final volume is greater than initial volume. Therefore, delta V will be positive. So, if you substitute, we know pressure is always positive. Minus is a sign, pressure is always positive. Minimum value of pressure that you can ever have is 0. That means all values of pressure are greater than 0. That means they are positive. Expansion delta V is positive. Your entire answer is negative. That means work during expansion is negative, which follows the required sign convention. Again, for compression, if you apply in this formula, compression, when you talk about, final volume will be less than initial volume. So, what will be change in volume, which is V2 minus V1? It will be negative. So, if you put work, it is negative, pressure is always positive, right? Delta V in compression is negative. So, answer will come out to be positive. So, work for compression comes out to be positive. So, right, what we have realized from this discussion, once the formula has been derived, the formula remains same, sign convention accordingly gets adjusted. Coming to the next, when will be the work done? 0. We know work is given by the formula minus P external into change in volume. If you want work to be 0, you can have two cases. Case 1, when external pressure is 0. If external pressure is 0, work can be 0. Right? Any condition, do you know when external pressure is 0? Answer is yes. In vacuum, the external pressure is 0. So, if you take a cylinder fitted with a piston and you put into a vacuum, then work done will be 0. So, if you take a cylinder, put that cylinder with a piston in a vacuum, then right, work done will be 0. Naturally, internal pressure will be far larger, external pressure is 0. So, naturally piston will move up. So, we say such a type of process as free expansion, because expansion takes place without any restriction. So, remember, work done in a vacuum is called as free expansion, and in free expansion work done is 0. Case 2. When can we have work 0? When delta V is 0. If delta V becomes 0, work becomes 0. For delta V to become 0, V1 should be V2. That means the process has to be isochoric process. In isochoric process, work will be 0. Imagine you have a vessel with immovable parts or non-elastic parts, non-flexible parts. So, there will be no change in volume. So, when you have right fixed compartments or fixed walls, there will be no change in volumes. So, work done will be 0. That means work done will be 0 always in closed vessel with non-flexible walls. Work done will be 0. So, work done will be 0 in two cases: when external pressure is 0, that is vacuum, free expansion, and when delta V is 0, that means for isochoric process. Now, when you talk about this, work as a formula, work is given by the formula minus P external into delta V. That means units of work right depend on units of pressure and volume. So, if pressure is in Newton per meter square, if pressure is Newton per meter square, also called as Pascal, and volume is in meter cube, then work will be in Newton meter, that is Joule. Second, If pressure is in atmosphere, volume is in liter, then work done will be in liter atmosphere. The commonly used units in chemistry is liter atmosphere. You can have one more unit, pressure can be given as bar, volume can be given as liter. You are aware liter is also popularly called as decimeter cube, then this can be called as decimeter cube bar. This is another unit, and you should know correlation between all the units. 1 liter atmosphere is 101.3 joule, which is 24.22 calorie. 1 liter atmosphere can be almost considered equal to 1 decimeter cube bar, because 1 atmosphere is almost equal to bar. If you want to know exactly what it is, 1 atmosphere is equal to 0.987 bar. So, you should correlate all these required things, and you are already aware 1 Newton meter is nothing but 1 joule.